Hey everybody, it's Alice again. Um, I'm going to play a dating simulator for Grunkle Standing Grunkle Ford. I know this is weird, but I mean, why not? It is very. I've heard that it's good, so why not play it, right? Might as well. I'm bored. I need something to do. I just finished Pine Quest. I mean, I could go and do all the secrets through Pine Quest. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I can do that in a later stream. Okay. Let's start this because one second. Good old road trip. Little promise and or no, right? With potential for adventure, soul searching, and incredible scenery. Or at least that's what you thought before the novelty wore thin. As of now, your legs are cramping up. You've exhausted your travel playlist 2 times over, and your stomach is begging for something to eat. On top of all of that, pretty sure you're lost. Driving through Oregon paints a picture of trees, and more trees, especially on the endless, winding roads that you're taking up north. All the breaks, the path is a sign that zip path with words that you're just able to make out. Gravity Falls. The road continues on. Giant redwoods looming on both sides. Find yourself anticipating something because as you drive on, you can feel it. Something strange is bound to happen. Cool. It's Gravity Falls. What else do I expect? Something weird. And that's when it happened. Your car picks up speed. How is this possible? Unless I'm pressing down on the gas pedal, there's no way that my car should be speeding up. Change comes out of nowhere and you quickly put your foot on the brake. But horrifyingly, the car seems to be driving on its own willpower. How? I mean, trying to stay calm despite the panic welling in your chest, you pull the emergency brakes, only to find the car resists and keeps moving forward like something is pulling it. The car begins to rattle, the wheels screech against the country road, and you're screaming until crash. We're at the mystery shack. There's smoke. Why is there smoke? Pa, fumbling through the door and managed to undo the lock just before the door is wrenched out wine from your grasp. Something lands on your shoulder. A hand. Are you alright? Yes, Ford! it in your eyes. 2 blinks and he lets your chin go. His eyes start over to the rest of you, looking injured. Still stunned, all you do is watch. What's your name? Type your name. Regular. Yes, this is my name. Regular person. Let's do it, Alice. Nilmer. I really don't care, but I'm gonna go as she, her. Alice Miller. I am Sam Pines. Ford for short. I would shake your hand, but you look shaken up enough as it is. You seem fine as far as I can tell, but you shouldn't head back out there anytime soon. Where on earth were you driving to in such a hurry? Your mouth open to explain when a voice calls from inside of the house. Poindexter, this better not be one of your experiments again. I've had this place rebuilt too many times, too. The owner of the voice walks out of the house and stops slack-jaw at the side of your car in the side of, you guess, house? You must have hit your head earlier because you could swear you're seeing double. Sweet Moses Ford. What have you done this time? But this has nothing to do with me. I was testing my magnet gun and... Bored! You crashed my car with your magnet gun. I must have pulled this victim of circumstance into the house. I suppose it is entirely my fault. I am incredibly sorry. Sure why you're reassuring this mysterious man who just wrecked your car. You gave an awkward shrug. It's alright. No, I must have done something wrong. A wire mixed up, perhaps. Or the... pontoon. This is great already. Talking about your other mistakes, Sixer. Oh, right. Hey, look, it's fine, alright? Sure, there's a dent in the hood from the jack's sign edge and a crack in the windshield that looks like... And... Great. Triangles! Best thing to start off with. I mean, Bill is my favorite character, Ford is my second favorite. So we're gonna go the Ford route when it comes to the name. And then maybe we'll do Stanley. Okay, we all get on that? We all caught up? Okay. Try to start the car up. It spitters, but ultimately, nothing. Feel like crying. Don't cry. Oh. Well, let's call a tow truck for this unfortunate soul here and forget. I'll take care of it. You're right, it is cheaper to tow it yourself, Sixer. Get that magnet gun out again. Why are they being so nice? this. What? Nah, you fix this mess. I've figured out a few alien vehicles in my time. Nah, you kidding me? It takes some sort of mechanic work to bring this baby back to life, and this miracle worker is on vacation. Also, I like how Stanley is actually, you know, dressed in something other than a suit or black wear. But Ford's always like that. Ford's just ready for everything. Stanley, a moment. Ford and Stanley turn away and left you to your thoughts. Who could okay, I'm gonna say this right now. I'm sorry that I cannot speak or read. Reading is hard. Could anticipate a car accident like this in the middle of a road trip. You could take care of the car, but how are you going to get home? They run buses out here, right? So you could take a bus out of here and then... Ford clears his throat, shuffling a little awkwardly in place. Seems like they finished their talk. So there's a few options. My brother Stanley could drive you out of town and find a place to stay overnight. Or you could stay the night here. We have some maps and information you could look at in the gift shop, and in the morning we can help you with your car. What do you say? Just as you're about to answer, some high-pitched voice comes from inside the house. Uncle Sam, picture this. A whole week of, oh my gosh. Yes. Yes, Mabel. Mabel's wearing the perfect sweater. Yes. Go, Mabel. The girl running out of the house comes to a halt at the side of your car. Oh, great. Uncle Ford? Why does everyone automatically think I'm at fault? Well, this time it is my fault. But I've invited Alice Miller to stay here with us for the night if she likes. I'm sure I can fix this. I just have to figure out how. Stanley sighs. I can take a look. Being on vacation is pretty boring. And the old Stanmobile hasn't needed a tune-up yet, so it wouldn't be too bad to work on something in the meantime. Thank you, Stanley. I'm sure I can put something together from the gadgets I have laying around if you need any specialized tools to help you with the job. And let me introduce myself. I'm Mabel. You can ask me anything. I pretty much know everything there is to know about this place. Wait. Hold on. I haven't even said anything yet. I appreciate the offer to let me stay here and to repair your car. Yeah, it will be good as new in my hands. I mean, look at my Stanmobile. She's been through the ringer who knows how many times, and she's still a beauty. He points to a red car in a distance away. You can't really see how beautiful it is at this distance, but he sounds really confident. Well, this turn of events is fortunate or suspicious? I'm gonna say fortunate. Free repairs, free logging. There's no better deal to be found, and if anything doesn't work out, Sam probably has some sort of auto repair shop. You can head to instead. Well, I accept. Thanks for your help. And my apologies again. What an embarrassment. I must have made such an elementary mistake. Bored. Here's the thing. You're working with very advanced stuff that some scientists, actually no, most scientists haven't figured out yet. And you think this is an elementary mistake. This is no elementary mistake. This is just a mistake. Okay? Okay. I still like Mabel. As the pines led you inside the house, Mabel leaves her number on your phone for you to call whenever, and you find out that Ford's twin goes by Stanley. This part of the house is just outside the door of the Mystery Shack. Hey, you've never been to the Mystery Shack before. Well, no duh. Where'd you get that idea? I wanted to, actually. I saw a bumper sticker while I was on the road, and I got curious. You're interrupted by a loud, triumphant ha. Those bumper stickers were a good investment, and Sixers said they were too plain and geomorphically simplified, and don't even have an address on them, Stanley. How is anyone supposed to find the place? To attract customers, Sixer. Sixer, didn't you hear that? Well, they are geomorphically styled. I don't know how she found the place, let alone thought, what is the Mystery Shack? What is the Mystery Shack was compelling. I kinda liked it. See? She kinda liked it. I like you, Alice Miller. How about I give you a tour sometime tomorrow? Regular price. Tomorrow, and then I'll have to squeeze all my get to know you questions in today. Alice Miller, tell me. Capybara, yes or no? At the moment, the boys passed. A boy passed in the hallway at front door, and Ford calls out to him. Dipper, my boy, I'm surprised I didn't see you run out to the scene of the crime. Crime? What crime? I have to abide. Oh, you have someone with you. Crime? What crime? Wait. Hey, I'm not suspicious at all. Did you guys see the car and the side of the shack, though? For a second, I thought the Minotaurs were back with a grudge. Yes, about that, Dipper. Meet Alice Miller. I've stranded her car here by accident. She's staying here for the time being. Sorry. Stranded her car here? You crashed it? Yeah, the S in the shack fell on it and everything. And the windows cracked. One window, the windshield. And Alice Miller was lucky to make it out alive. Fine, no injuries, thankfully. The magnet gun's rather safe despite it never having been tested in a formal setting. Yeesh. Did you not, take safety precautions or anything? Actually, the irony of the situation is that I was trying to install a safety precaution. Hey, you two are going to do your nerd talk. I'm going to get Alice Miller set up. Mabel, sweetie, why don't you show Alice Miller around? Let her stay in the storage room. That's still empty, right? I'll make it empty. The rest of the day consisted of Mabel showing you the storage room you'll be staying in, then the kitchen, and the living room, and the hallway, and the bathroom, and pretty much a comprehensive tour of the maintenance of a regular house. Eventually found out that the family is even more extended than you knew. The decorative doodles make a lot more sense knowing a great-grandmother normally lives here with her grandson, Zeus. Or was it Zeus? Whatever the name, you look forward to meeting him when he comes for work in the morning. When you go back to the attic, Mabel opens the door to reveal Dipper nose stuck in a book. Wait. I'm just looking at the stream and realize that the thing needs to look better. Boom! Fix. Next member of the family sorts up at you from Mabel's bed. Oh. Mabel declares as her best friend and partner in crime, Waddles. The two are a perfect match, right down to the chubby cheeks and bloopable noses. Aww. And in the evening, though you'd still be in disbelief over the stature of the car, the family dinner and after dinner TV marathon you'd been invited to made it seem like a normal guest rather than a forced circumstance. Oh man. Returning to the storage room Mabel has shown you earlier, find an air mattress waiting for you, and more pillows and sheets than a summer night warrants. Ooh, please say, aw, I wanted to have a dream where Bill came in and it's just like, hey, make a deal with me and everybody's gonna be upset. But the Grunkles will forgive you. Oh, that would have been an amazing plotline. Wake up to the weak glare of sun streaming in through the small high window in the wall. You can't remember your room having this kind of feature, or any hotel or motel room for that matter. And then yesterday came crashing back to you. You glare at the time to see that you slept into the afternoon. Experiencing the accident yesterday must have left you tired out. Despite having been assured yesterday's event that you were free to have anything in the fridge, you can't feel like you're imposing on the Pines family and trying preparing as polite as a guest breakfast you can. Preparing it. You wash your dishes in the sink before you leave. Just as you're about to exit the kitchen, you bump into Ford. Your yes from yesterday, of course. For a good solid moment, Ford regards you in an awkward silence. Before it clears this stuff, I believe Stanley's taking a look at your car. Outside if you want to be there for it. You gave a nod and made to leave for real this time when Ford speaks up again. And Alice Miller, I'm sorry again for the accent. If I'd been smarter about, well, let's just say it's entirely my fault and you shouldn't worry about this at all. When it comes down to it, Stanley does have a knack for cars. I predict you'll be back on the road in a matter of weeks. What if I want to stay Gravity Falls after? I mean, nobody could really put past me if I wanted to stay Gravity Falls after this. Like, who wouldn't want weeks? You can't keep the dismay off your face. And can't really bring yourself to try to either. What I'm going to do this for? What am I going to do with weeks? Ford, who's kind of uncomfortable and closed off when your face fell, recovers at the prospect of your question he can answer. There's the town to tour, of course, and the mission shack. But if you ask me, all that pales in comparison to. Hold on, you hear that? Ford turns to the kitchen doorway to investigate. Sounds like sound comes again, but this time you hear it as well. This squealing of a pig, followed by a pair of quick footsteps running down the stairs. Waddles tumbles past the open kitchen doorway, and Mabel comes into view soon after, with shreds of paper clenched in hand. Ford quickly steps out of the kitchen, and you follow to the doorway, getting there just in time to see the apparently tug of war between Mabel and her pig over a saliva-covered sheet of paper. The paper rips after nearly toppling backwards from her efforts. Mabel recovers, snatching the scattered scraps of ripped paper from Waddle's jaw and lifts both pieces up in victory. Ha! Ha! Mabel wins again! Now I just gotta go find Grunkle Ford! Ford ran forward and held his hand out to steady this energetic child when she'd been in danger from toppling over. Now finds a number of crumpled sheets of paper shoved into his hand. Mabel tugs urgently on his coat. Grunkle Ford, you got to help me! Ford kneeled down to face Mabel with serious, though concerned look. Slow down, Mabel. What's the matter? The profound stack of pages from your old journals, and I walked in, and Waddles ran up and started eating one. He must have been chewing on it to warn me, Grunkle Ford, because look! Mabel takes the red half of the paper from Ford's hand and joins them together, holding up for Ford to see. I see, and you took it as a warning? Yes, it says here that it eats small dogs, and Waddles is a small pig, and he sort of looks like a dog from far away, and Waddles must have feared for his life. These are the moments you have to love Mabel in all of her glory. Waddles seemed to second this notion with a snort, or at least, or not, as it seems the pig is just lounging adorably a short distance away in the hallway. You can't imagine what this dangerous predator can be. Some sort of wolf, something bigger. You're surely not so keen on staying anymore. Remember the pterodactyl I told you about? Waddles was so scared at that time, I can't let him leave my side. Pterodactyl? I mean, it's actually a pterodactyl, but I'm gonna go the way Sue says it. No, it's a pterodactyl, right? And I'm just gonna go back to saying pterodactyl. You suppose pigs are allowed in museums around here? How about I finish that repellent I never got around to completing that keeps Waddles safe from harm. Mabel flops down on the floor in relief. From before, you're an actual lifesaver. Waddles, you have nothing to fear. More chuckles, lifting him out of the kneel and stands back up. Alright, I'll go get my recipe. Before it turns slave, when you suddenly remember that with nothing better to do for the week, you're gonna be here. And it wouldn't hurt to get to know Ford. He seems to know what there is to do in this town. Anyways, and you'll need that to not die of boredom on the first week. Or, more pressingly, you could go check on your car to see what Stan's made of it so far. Not exactly eager to face your car in such a state in the side of the house again, though. Let's go get to know Ford. Ford, wait. Need a hand with that recipe? I can handle it myself. Are you sure you can use a hand? Ford looks away and follows his diverting line of sight to Mabel, who just mouths something you couldn't catch, and he catches you looking her way, and Mabel gives you a 100-watt smile and picture of innocence, and Ford rubs the back of his neck. Yeah, I suppose I can accept some help. And with that, you assured that Ford is on the task, you spot Mabel rolling away with Waddles into the living room. Before we get started, I suppose I should give you an introduction. Alice Miller. Please, Alice Miller, tell me, do you believe in the supernatural? Yes. Well, you're about to come face to face with the unexplained yourself. See, Gravity Falls isn't some quaint, unamusing backwater town. Much more lurks below its surface. Ford pockets the crumpled journal paper and gestures for you to join him as he walks. You do, and follow him through the living room and into the gift shop. For example, you must have heard Mabel mention a pterodactyl. Most would say none exist in the living world today, but I say not if you know where to look. Ford reaches under the cash register to receives a pack of vintage-looking gum. Inspecting it for a moment before slipping it into his pocket, he looks around in the group. Hold into my explanation for a moment. I need to retrieve some more supplies. Ford ushers you out of the gift shop entry so that you can find yourself on the outside of the shack and shuts the door behind you. Okay? He doesn't want me seeing into the secret basement. try to peer through the window. But technically stands outside and he sees me peering through the window. Now I'm gonna be an ugly person. The glass is dirty enough that the sunlight hits it up your vision of the room within. Catch a gray and tan blurred figure and must be bored as at the far wall. You lean in too close, having to step back before leaving handprint on the window panel. When you look back, the board is gone. How in the world? Turn back around. You're just gonna stand out here until not long after, the door opens behind you and Ford joins you outside, looking no different than before. He must have stored whatever supplies he went to retrieve in this coat, but the trench coat falls too naturally on his figure for him to hide behind that much. Where were you? Where were we? Ah, yes. Ford pulls out a pen and a pad of paper from his coat, walking as he writes. Just as you're about to head out, he stops and smacks his hand on his face. Oh shoot, 1 second. Ford hurries back into the house, realizing he forgot something important contributing to this adventure. Why not? Before you get the chance to ask, he strides out ahead of you, obviously in no mind to tell you what it's quite for yet. The pair of you walk past the shack, down the well-worn path into the trees surrounding the house. Sunlight peers in between the pines. He double-checks whatever he scribbles onto the paper and tucks it back into his coat, seemingly infinite pockets. He stops and turns to face you with a definite nod. My recipe for the repellent calls for a sprig of lavender, 2 thin slices of ginseng, a drop of bat blood, a chuck of amber, and 5.3 milliliters of ink. He pauses, staring down at the path and thought. Obviously, I already have all those components at hand, all except one last ingredient. A single Mothman. From Mothman himself. Should we be concerned? Can't help it. You gasp. Ford glares at you. You think you see a hint of a smile before he turns to the path and continues along. Wind ruffles through his hair. See, Mothman is the very creature on the page that Waddles seem to fear. Usually a piece of itself should ward it away, or at least lead it to believe that Waddles isn't for either. I would have already completed the recipe years ago if I had managed to collect the wind. Was it too difficult? Oh, I just never got around to it because Mothman used to come bat at his lamp I had lit out in the backyard. Seems like such an innocent puppy that I had the heart to chase it off. this brings Mabel and her pig a peace of mind, then the time has come to finish this. Starlight flitters through the trees, causing damped shadows crossing across Ford's coat as he leads in front of you. I don't know so much about this stuff. I study abnormally anything unusual, strange, and just plain weird. I began my research in town because it remained a hotbed of paranormal activity. I made this exact trip years ago, though at the time I had no idea where I was going. It was just dumb luck that I managed to hail Mothman back to his cave from my backyard. Navigating the forest by moonlight is haunted, but it is not advisable. I made plenty of other discoveries as well, from fairies to gnomes to amalgamations of creatures who were never meant to cross to a wait. He reaches for his pocket and pulls out the slightly crumpled pages Mabel had pushed into his hand earlier, smoothing them out and shuffling them around. Take a look at these. They're more definite proof than just my words. You accept this page from him and find that they're scattered pages from some sort of journal. Just as you heard Mabel say, feeling Curvis tells of Mothman, bear cubs, grab fire, and more. Ford gestures to them and explains. I detailed my discoveries in a series of research journals. The remaining pages, at least, I wonder where Stanley was keeping. Really? Were any of these creatures dangerous? I must be going up to some crazy stuff back. Any of these were... Oh, extremely. Some were worse. Dangerously annoying. Yes. Though Ford seems to find his own comment amusing, he didn't fail to notice your unease. I do have weapons in case anything escalates, so there is no need to worry. You brought weapons? Too many. I have a stun gun, my fists, and my sharp whip. I feel safer already. Ask him about these creatures. Says there here that Mothman turned into a bunch of moths? Mention gnome. Will we get sight of the pterodactyl? So about this leprechaun. There are floating eyeballs here? Gravity Falls is home to a giant vampire bat? I'm gonna ask about... I want to do something that's kind of relevant. So, Yes, that's how we'll get them off wing. Why not use mothballs as repellent? Well, I've never tried. Could the most conventional method be the unconventional one? Or would Mothman be able to overcome its mothly nature and persist? Let's ask about more. You mentioned gnomes. Other places have rats, mice, or insects as house pets. We have gnomes. Picture your typical garden gnome, but more disturbing. Let's ask you about more. I doubt we'll spot it today, but perhaps we can go on a bird watch later if you're interested. Yes. Bird watch. Ask about this leprechaun. Poor ground. You waited for further answer, but that's it. There are floating eyeballs here? Sounds disconnected, doesn't it? I once released them in my house by accident and found eyeballs in the most unexpected places for months. My guest chose not to comment on my choice of house thing. Gravity Falls is home to a giant vampire bat? Giant fruit bats, actually. They were among the first to teach me not to judge a creature by its reputation. I only realized they were harmless once I'd been bitten by one. Oh no, that sounds pretty bad. They actually heal quite fast. I attribute that to the heel kick I was on soon after. A rare specimen that I've since steered clear of when accompanied by others. So if you want to see one in person, I'm sure it wouldn't hurt to walk into that situation again for the sake of education. You drew these? Of course I did. Who else? I've seen better. No, that'd be mean. These are so photorealistic. My work now is far better, but I appreciate the compliment. But despite his understanding word, Ford looks surprisingly pleased. You didn't bring your magnet gun? I thought it would be prudent to leave this magical field alone for a while until I have the time to optimize it. You see, I was trying to wind the area of the magnetic influence, but it's been a while since I last worked with the gun, and I need to re-familiarize myself with its inner works. My guess is I switched a wrong wire or two and instead narrowed the beam. I'd like to see how it works sometimes. Really? You know, if you're interested in devices like that, my old research colleague Philford would have more to show you. He's an engineer genius around here. Walking silent. Suddenly Ford puts his arm out and cautions, slowing his pace. You narrowly manage to not collide into him and take a glance around to see nothing. Look, there. See what looks like a bundled up plaid shirt moving along the forest floor. Wait. Is that a beaver's tail? Looks like. A platypus. What are you doing all the way out here? Oh, you mean platypus. Ford shakes his head with a grin. I meant when I said it's a plain platypus. Platypus. Ford moves into a crouch, but stays a respectful distance, following the small creature. Watch him after a moment, mimic his action. I just like to imagine what he's actually doing. Like in a crouch position, and just, you know, slowly following it. I just want to see an animation of Ford crouching and just walking along, and then have everybody else in Gravity Falls join it. Now that would be a good animation. Ford gives the creature a bright smile, the first of its kind that you've seen since leaving Mabel at the shack. You're a cute one, aren't you? And in one of my favorite patterns, too. Ford motions you to move forward a little more to the distance he's maintaining. If I were to rate the oddities that live in this forest on a scale of least to most annoying, these little guys would get immunity. They have done nothing wrong, and I appreciate them for that. The two of you watch it quite appear. I'm sorry again with my dad skills. In quite appreciation, yeah. Platypus bars into the near bush and vanishes from view. What a cute little guy. Two of you continue deeper into the forest. The foliage distance seems bizarre now, and you look through the treetops for a glimpse of the sun, which has by now dropped into the sky. It has already been getting late when you left, but you hadn't thought Mothman would be this far out. Though he had read your mind, Ford answered your question. Don't you just love when characters, like, accidentally read your mind? Mothman is rather reclusive, and as such lives deeper within the forest than older creatures like the gnomes. You alright? Huh? That is, are you tired at all? I should have asked you sooner. It's just been a long time since I've traveled with anyone new. Stanley tends to speak his mind without my asking. glad to hear. Still, we have some time until sunset. Let's wait here in the meantime. What you do for fun? Saving my niece's pet from possible danger? No, not really. I mean, about trips like these and your research. They come with a certain thrill, and I do enjoy my research. One of my most favorite pastimes, Dipper tells me it's actually grown quite popular recently. It's playing Dungeons, Dungeons, and more Dungeons. I believe Dipper is preparing me this time. I'm incredibly excited. The moment the sun touches the horizon through the gaps of the treetops, more gestures for the two of you to continue. You hadn't noticed, but you'd been resting within a short distance of a small clearing that holds central stone marker. The stone marker bears intricate swirls carving into its surface. Ford reaches into his coat and produces the pack of gum from earlier, opening it and dumping pieces into the palm of his hand. Yum? Thanks. Unsure of why you came all the way out here to unwrap gum at the sunset, he accepted a stick of gum. Or puts the remaining gum in his coat bearing pocket. He unwraps the now empty gum pack to reveal it was hiding a small piece of parchment folded up to act as lining. He smoothed it out against the stone, holding it under the deep orange red line of the sunset. You step closer and look over Ford's shoulder. The parchment holds a detailed drawing of swirls curved into the stone, documenting every crack on the surface. As you watch, a golden cursive unfolds itself across the page, seemingly fueled by the sunset's warm light. Ford reads the words as they appear. Such a place the Mothman doth rest. Not disturb his nest. Kindness be something thou bear fit. Ford lines the parchment a little higher to prevent his shadow from obscuring the rest of the line. Follow thy nature and turn left. We turn right. We turn left. Think so, Alice Miller. We press onwards. Left leads you to a dim-lit cave, which Ford says he remembers well. Except last time he was here, it was pitch black, since he arrived in the middle of the cave. From the depths you hear a faint sound of dripping water echoing off the cave. Shadows surrounded round walls. You slow as your eyes attempt to adjust to the light. Ford pauses in front of you and reaches into his coat for something. Hold on, I have a flashlight in here somewhere. This cave has never received much natural light, you see, and he rummages further, and you see a couple of dice, a pair of paper, the pad paper from earlier, and a quill. He has some custom pocket work going on in there, too. And you bet if one of his coat's inner pockets has a pen protector in it. Yes, here we are. At last. Allow me to. Damn, out of batteries. Wait, I think I have one. Pull out your phone and turn on its flashlight. The light is small, but it does its job. Huh, you saved our hides there, Asnar. I was about to pull out the matchbox. With your light guiding the way, you and Ford moved further into the cave, which yawns wider around you. It isn't until the silver of natural light from the entrance disappears that Ford speaks again. It's been years since I've been here, decades. Even at this point, but I've always remembered the eye bats as one of my first discoveries when I arrived at Gravity Falls. No, it wasn't. Wait. Here, if I remember correctly, when he was building his hut, a giant ant came out and destroyed his car, and that is what intrigued him to start doing his research immediately. And that's how everything started. So, take that. I mean, I still can't complain, I'm with Ford. How did you find them in the first place? One got into my house, you see. I was making breakfast one morning, and one managed to find my cereal box when I was pouring cereal into a bowl, came fluttering out. And out like it belonged there. The nerve! He sounds so intelligent, even years later. Then you laughed. I wanted to contain it for further studies, but unfortunately it managed to get away. As I thought about it afterwards, its pupils had constructed against the light, unfamiliar of the bright light in the kitchen, so earlier, though either it's nocturnal or it lives in the deepest, darkest cave in Gravity Falls. I found them easier after that. Did you manage to catch one? Somewhat. I came running through this cave with a butterfly net and my wet side. I brought a working flashlight that time. They all hid in dark corners. Once I turned the flashlight off, they flocked to me. I caught 18 of them that day, but it reminds me of the stealth use of the rapid sound of clinking claws against stone startled you, and shivers ran up your spine. Dark. light, Ford taps your shoulder and gestures for you to keep moving forward. Eventually, the narrow passage widened into a large room. The darkness shudders around you, the source of dripping water from view. But as your eyes adjust, you squint to see a strange winged shadow. A shadow with eyes that glow red in near darkness like rubies. Your breath catches in your throat as the realization comes over you. Ford is apparently fairly close to you in the room. You find when he speaks a few inches from your shoulder. You catch the shadow with his arms swinging in a wide arc as he introduces you. Alice Miller, I'd like you to meet Mothman, he whispers, but even in the dark, you see him grinning excitedly at you. Ford looks between you and Mothman, apparently hoping for a dramatic reaction. Your speechlessness seemed to suffice him. Don't worry, it hasn't noticed us yet. Here's the plan. You make contact with Mothman and I. Pulls out butterfly net in the large lidded jar. Now, where that one came from within his coat of mysteries is lost to you. We'll capture one of the 100 moths that comprises it. Isn't this a little dangerous? As long as you stick with me, no harm will come to you. Trust me. Remember, even just a light touch is enough. You stealth yourself away, awaiting Ford's signal. He waves his hand to coax you forward, and then it's up to you to decide how to, well, make contact. Run around back to its blind spot. Run straight for it. Approach it stealthily. Tiptoe towards Mothman, remembering Ford's comment on the dark and trying to channel your inner self skill. I feel like I should have run at it. Of course, the moment your phone decides to start blaring, take over midnight. Bye. Mothman turns up the noise and screeches, but before you can blare into it, the creature explodes into 100 moths fluttering around you, getting stuck in your shirt and staring around your face, surrounding you in moth hell. Your task accomplished, Ford rushes in with a large swarm of moths waving the butterfly net. With a few unsuccessful swipes, the more aggressive ones away, but there are too many. Grab your phone, quickly switching on the light, running to Ford's side and holding it up high, and attempting to call them over, despite them not responding to sound. Before long, they all crowd around the phone. The sight of the light flickers and reflected off the many small wings would be whatever captivated from you just having been in the mid-disc of them. Ford pulls the butterfly net back out, a jar in hand, carefully scooping one of the moths up. Well, that could have gone better, but we've succeeded nonetheless. As Ford pockets the jar, you turn off the light with no light and no threat to focus on. The cloud disappears. That was amazing. Ford laughs, brushing off the dust and dirt off his trench coat. You could say that our complete buzzing with energy and under an adrenaline rush. Should you go for a high five? Yes. You raise your hand in a universal understood offering of a high five, or pauses, then grins. High five, or rather, 6. When you and Ford finally reached the cave entry, you found the forest that you'd left in the dying light is now awash with a silver glow. A gap between the leaves overhead provides a view of the night sky along with long strings of stars. Steps in the Milky Way comes into view, looking as of a tear crossing the fabric of the sky. Ford notices you looking. See something? The pterodactyl doesn't usually come out this late, but being a prehistoric creature, its behavior is rather unpredictable. In person before. I haven't seen the Milky Way in a while. It looks amazing, isn't it? It's remarkable what you can see without light polluting the city. Here on the outskirts of town, you can see a good positioning of the Milky Way every night. He glazes up at the night sky. A whole year has passed, yet it still feels strange to see the sky I recognize. What? Oh, traveling. You know, I was in a different part of the world. You both stare at this. I like how he tries to cover up that he was. I like how he tried to cover up he was in a, you know, interdimensional portal. I mean, I'm pretty sure it would be very believable. Both stare up the sky in a comfortable silence for a few moments. The quiet of the forest settling in, along with the distant sound of water flowing, you find yourself surprisingly glad that Ford had acceptingly pulled you here. This is one of the moments you get to experience. Of course, out of the corner of your eye, you could swear Ford was looking at you instead of up. But when you tilt your head back down, his attention is elsewhere. Eventually, you two came to a wordless mutual agreement to continue on, and you're walking again. You'll have to show me another creature that lives here sometime. You're glad you said that, so when you look over to find Ford looking pleasantly surprised to hear that, his chest puffs out with pride. Of course, maybe we'll get to spot the hide behind, or tag along with Dipper when he next visits the multi-bear. What? Ford taps his temple and grins. You'll have to wait until I show you for you to find out. Or, you know, kind of be a nosy person, go into all your personal biz. I'm holding you to that. We have some time before we get back, if you're up for another walk. You make a face because Ford looks back at you and laughs. We're not far, I promise. I just thought I might answer a few of your questions if you have any. Actually, I do have questions. You must stay in great shape if you do all this all day. You know, actually, this sort of thing isn't part of my exercise regimen. Ford turned left at the stonemaker towards the sound of the river to make, and sure enough, after a while, it comes into view. A A moonlight illuminates the water as you walk along it. After following the river for quite a few moments, a shoreline expands into a small, rounded lake in the center of a clearing, overhanging its large, flat rock. The kind that could be used as less than effective during board and diving boards in time of energy. The energy behind that one is just had to jump into the lake. However, neither yourself nor Ford really looked in the direction of the diving board. He led you towards the edge of the lake, where a relatively flat boulder could subside for a beach, and the two of you take a seat. To wait, but can I get at least a preview of what I'd be getting into? Not content to leave them to discover yourself. Well, has anyone told you about the Doppelganger? You snorted, taking back the name, but composed yourself when Ford simply raised the brow. I don't think so, no. Not even the tourist guy? Doesn't the office ever read my letters? He mutters to himself about updating the tourist guide to warn against local dangers. He sighs both from frustrating and retrieves binoculars, but soon lanes up the prospect of getting to introduce you to another strange creature. Well, the Doppelganger is a large sea creature that lives in this very lake. One could say it's our version of the Loch Ness Monster. My old research assistant apparently saw it at some point. He said it was large, gray, had scales, with a large neck like a giraffe. You wouldn't have an odd sighting yet. You wouldn't have had any odd sightings yet, have you? It's only been 24 hours, but my own first encounter was shortly after I arrived as well. Ooh, if I say last night, is he gonna ask me about Bill? Last night. It's a little silly, but I felt unsettled last night before I went to bed. Almost like I was being watched out in the hallway. That must be our unwanted guest. A decapitated head of wax figure Larry King. Just try to ignore it. We haven't been able to fish him out yet. Ask about your family. So, what's Mabel like? In short, a force to be reckoned with. She radiates charm and positivity and has depth of determination I can only guess at. You'll find out for yourself most likely. It's hard not to wake up one day to find yourself a friend. Perhaps you already are. He wiggles his fingers spookily in the air and you laugh. I don't doubt it. What's Dipper like? Dipper is very intelligent in many ways. He reminds me of, well, myself. Last summer, he found the research journal I mentioned, and instead of overlooking them, he made some impressive contributions of his own. He has since started his own journal, and I look forward to seeing where life will take him. He's made me very proud. He's made me prouder than I can say. Who is Seuss? The handyman. Seuss, he's still not sure. I'm still not sure exactly what he does exactly, but Stan gives him the right to conduct his business with the shack. So he spends his day giving out tours, selling merchandise, fooling the townsfolk, giving no refunds, and the like. I may have not been around the original Mystery Shack very often while Stan was still running it, but I believe Seuss is doing the brand name good. What's Stan like? Stubborn, fool-handy, a liar, and a cheapskate. But a true hero at heart. There's no one else I'd rather call my brother. Aww. Ask about the Mystery Shack. Yes, the Mystery Shack used to be my home once upon a time, and now it's a tourist trap. I'm glad for what it became as a home. I just wish it weren't so offending to each of the senses. Ask about staying. Are you really okay with me staying here? Absolutely. I owe it to you after all. You helped me out today, however. That was not part of the plan. You're making it rather hard to settle my debt. You think you did me a favor just by letting me come along today? You shared a smile. Ask Ford about the stars. You asked Ford if he has a favorite constellation, and the answer comes faster than you expect. Orion and Ernest major without doubt. What about you? Summer triangle. Technicalities. That's actually an Astruminus, a different type of constellational object, or looks across the lake and thought. Sorry about that. Alice Miller, I have to admit, I didn't want to take you with me everywhere. I thought I'd be walking myself into an uncomfortable social situation. So did you, to be honest. And you did well out there. Not many tourists could handle that kind of task we just completed. This had the potential of going disastrous. I mean, a butterfly net amongst Mothman. Easily, 3% successful rate. Sometimes the more Ford speaks, the less reassured you feel until all that's left is disdained unease. You smiled and nodded away. The two of you sit for another moment of quiet night air pleasantly chilling around you until Ford again breaks it. We should head back now. I'm sure Mabel wants to hear we've been successful. You stand and give Ford a hand from the makeshift bench. Ford takes the lead again, and soon you're no longer able to catch sight of the lake when you glance back. Ford gladly adjusts his pace and walks side by side with you to comfortable silence all the way back to the shack. from the incredible flashy signs, tourist phrases like Mystery Shack this way, and Sasquatch to your left. And your excitement closes to arriving back at the shack. As you and Ford leave the tree line, you see a bright light shining on the porch. You make out a faded outline of the kids' shadows as they run from the house and emerge into the attic window. And Mabel pushes it open and leaning out. Uncle Ford, finally, you guys took so long. I have time to cover walls and macro. Why would you do that? I have my reasons. You get the thing? Yes, I'm coming inside so we can stop shouting. Alice Miller, come along. We have a pig to save. Ford struts into the shack. A man on a mission. You grin and follow, but not before taking one last look at the night sky. Yes, maybe your stay won't be too bad after all. Back inside the shack, the grand conclusion to your exploration with Mothman's cave is rinsing Mabel's pig in the newly finished finished detergent, maybe? I don't know. Until the poor piglet reeks of lavender. You see Mabel and dip her head up to bed looking sleepier than usual. As a result, something about lavender is just so smoothing to sense that you crash out fairly soon after, face first on your makeshift bed. Like you were made for each other. Can you give me dating tips? I'm good at this. Love meter, love meter, love meter, love meter. This is going amazingly. Wake up to a loud crash upstairs. Not entirely uncommon to this house. You quickly find out, but still discouraging. More clatter and thumbs lead you to the kitchen where Mabel teeters on a short step ladder in front of a pantry. Standing on her tiptoes, she reaches as high as she can for the small yellow box on the top shelf. Pancake mix. Without a word, you go up to the side, pluck the box from the shelf for her, placing it in her outstretched hand. Oh, Alice Miller, thank you. Uncle Sam put it up on the top shelf for some reason. But I need some Mabel cakes. It's a breakfast emergency. She wags her free finger in your face, and you can't help but laugh. You can tell this house is becoming more alive when the kids are. You can tell the house becomes more alive when the kids are around. Want to help me make them? We only need chocolate milk, coffee, pink food coloring, pot of gold O's to make this breakfast dream a breakfast reality. As delicious as that sounds, you include to ask where the coffee comes in the mix when you realize how suspiciously quiet. Mabel, where is everyone? Oh, Uncle Sam needs stuff for your car, so he went out to get merchy, techie stuff for that. I think Grunkle Fort somewhere. I heard the Abominable Bro Man is trying to steal soda from campers. So he went out to help them. Yep, that's where he went. Totally knew that. So they left you guys to make breakfast on your own. Didn't know the family well enough yet to know this is commonplace. So the idea of leaving two teenagers alone to fend for themselves seems fine. If one of the teenagers wasn't Mabel anyway. Still don't see how coffee fits into the into her Mabel pancakes. But now you don't really want to know. Dipper attempts to hide the pancake mix from Mabel when she grabs the chocolate milk from the fridge. Apparently he doesn't want to find out either. Mabel, while your Mabel cakes sound absolutely divine, why don't we go out for breakfast? Is this somewhere we can go out for breakfast? We could really save the Mabel cakes till your great uncles get back. I know they wouldn't want to miss them. But I want my perfect recipe. I have to get better at cooking and baking and stuff so that I can survive out there in the world. What if in high school I have to bake stuff and people are better than me? Mabel looks very adjusted, tugging at her own hair with both hands. If I can't make the perfect Mabel cakes, I can never be on Bad Dreams Dining. I gotta impress Carolyn Rambo and Alice Miller. It's my destiny. Maybe Dipper can help you make something different. We should save the Mabel cakes for another day. A more special day. But Alice Miller... I feel like I should have just kept my name to Alice. Mabel, still standing on the stepladder, reaches and squeezes your cheeks together, her wide eyes staring into your soul. Every day is a special day with Mabel cake. Glance at Dipper, making it, please help me and I'll buy you breakfast space and help you understand. Oh yeah, Mabel, I know you want to cook more since you're becoming an adult. Sure, but don't you think Grunkle Stan and Grunkle Ford should be here to try them too? And not just me again? Mabel hops up the stepladder and ponders her brother's question. Lips pierce. Eventually she nods, beaming at both of you. You're right, Dipper. I can't deny them that experience. What? Dipper a thankful smile, and Mabel heads over Mabel's head as she puts the ingredients back in the refrigerator. He grins back at you, rubbing his neck. You wonder if he got that from one of his grunkles. It's clever how you think about great plus uncle to make grunkle. Save time on should go to have some they have some of the best pancakes there with like 3 different kinds of syrup. If you ask Lazy Susan nicely. Yeah, it's not super far. Let's go. The kids were about to head out of the kitchen when you realized something. Wait, aren't you gonna leave a note for your grunkles about where you're going? Oh right, good call. Dipper scribbles out a note for Stanford and stuck it to the fridge of the shack with one of Mabel's stickers. The kids lead the way to town, explaining various landmarks and the wild and wonderful stories that catch them along the way. And this is where we saw those 2 ghosty old people in a convenience store? Strange, but you know, regardlessly, maybe she just meant that they were so old that they looked like ghosts? Though after what you've heard about Gravity Falls already, you could believe they were really ghosts. Mabel pointed out the diner in the distance, a log-shaped building atop a train cart. And the 3 of you headed inside. You realize the kids know just about everybody in this town. Several people, young and old, waved at them, and the 3 of you found the table. And you got the feeling that they were almost famous in Gravity Falls, though you weren't entirely sure why. They're pretty cool, though. Mabel blows the paper wrapper of her straw at Dipper's face, and he retaliates by swatting her with the laminated menu. An elderly woman in a pastel pink waiter's dress came up to the table and catches the name on your take, Susan. Hey kids and stranger, what can I get for ya? Pancakes, all 3 syrups for me, please. Lazy Susan. Same for me, actually. Lazy Susan turns to you, notepad in hand. Pancakes. Coming right up, sweetie. Lazy Susan winks with her good eye, of course, and heads to the back of the diner. Wait for your food to arrive, feelings longer than the most. Mainly due to Mabel and Dipper using this time to interrogate you. At first it was something imitating. You literally crashed into their house and started hanging out with their great uncles, and they have a lot of questions. Once the interrogation fear of 2 teenagers faded out, you recognize their interview for what it really is. They care for their grunkles, and if you do start hanging out with them more, they want to know as much about you as possible. Mabel questions are somewhat nonsensical. So if you're stranded on a deserted island with no boat, no cheating, what would you take with you? Dippers were more careful and calculated. What were you doing before you came here? What were you doing before you came here? School, work, both, neither? Do you know about Gravity Falls before you crashed into the shack? You immediately knew which grunkles each twin takes after. Dan and Mabel, goofy partners in crime, versus the quiet brainiacs, Ford and Dipper. It's an interesting contrast, especially now that you're thrown into the middle of the bunch. But the twins race to see how much syrup bottle drips into their mouth the fastest. Dipper's blueberry syrup beats Mabel's classic Maple after a millisecond. You swear on it.
know these kids do a lot more for their great uncles than just cute counterparts. And here we go. Enjoy, kiddos. Let me know if you need anything else. Lazy Susan gives out another respectable plate, and the kids go quiet, shoving their food down their food like they've never been fed before. Between mouthfuls, you get a few questions about yourself and your theory on aliens, vice versa, which member of M synchronized was your favorite, but the table is near silent as the three of you eat. That's until Mabel speaks up for a mouthful of pancakes. So, Alice, if in the total makeup and not real situation, who would you pick as your Who was your favorite? Who do you pick? Uncle Stan or Uncle Ford? It seems to plan comparison to her other cute questions. Dipper elbows her sister. Not so suitably as she elbows him right back, eyes wide and staring at him in a sibling-linked look you cannot decipher. Like, say you're in a movie, like one of those weird movies where Uncle Stan watches on TV, and the lady and the lazy and the poofy dress riding horses. Awfully specific, but you let her continue taking another bite of your food. And the main character of this movie is you, and you got two guys who are both madly in love with you. This one doesn't mess around with getting straight to the point, huh? But you could only marry one of them, so you could be next in line for the throne. What would you do? If Grunkle Stan or Grunkle Ford were your choices, who would you go with? Mabel, that's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, really weird and kind of gross. Come on, Dipper, this is important information that is valuable to my research. What research? None of your business yet, but I'm still gathering other research. Mabel leans towards Dipper's ear and wiggles her brows at you before she replies, and not whisper, but quite the opposite. Research on how you're a huge nerd. And with that, Mabel captures a spoonful of melted butter from the top of her pancakes into Dipper's cheek with a very satisfying splatter. Dipper jerks in disgust, but retaliates by smearing strawberry syrup on Mabel's nose and sticking flops onto her sweater. You gross. You're gross. There was no virtues between the twins, but lots of giggles and a few more various food mislings. Eventually, syrup streaks Mabel's cheekbones and some of her hair, and Dipper has a small piece of pancake stuck on his face. You guys are adorable. Maybe you're right, but we're twins, so it's adorable. If you say so, Mabel. Wait, quick, Alice Miller, take a picture of us while Dipper still got the pancake on his face. I have what? He quickly swipes off his face after several passes trying getting it off. I was trying to get more can-do pictures of us. Mabel, you have syrup everywhere. Really? Then it would have been a perfect photo. Here, let me get it. Your hands are sticky enough. Get back with a napkin in hand and try and wipe off some of the syrup off of Mabel's cheek. The extensive syrup swipes off easily, but a good portion didn't budge. I mean, making a syrup as makeup is the next new look. That's one word for it, kid. We wondered where you were once we came back to a suspiciously quiet house. If it weren't for Dipper's note, we would have been worried. Sixer. We've been worried. I tried to tell him you kids got pulled this kind of stuff all the time, heading out unannounced, putting stress on your poor uncle's heart. He put a hand over his heart dramatically. All those missing hours of unpaid child labor. Actually, that note wasn't me. Well, I wrote it, but Alice Miller was the one who said we should just let you know where we were. Both Ford and Stan looked at you surprised. Really? Figured those two knuckleheads dragged you here. Why not make breakfast at home? This place is at least 15 minutes from the shack. Well, glanced at Dipper, wiping his finger across Mabel's cheek and licking the strawberry syrup off. Mabel had pancake in her mouth, chewing it on a glaze. I wanted to treat them to something, I guess. It's the least I could do. You're letting me stay with you and fixing my car. I thought since you were gone, I'd take the two out for a change. Also, Mabel was gonna make maple cakes. Again. You're just mad you can't even make a toast right. What? Yeah, I can. I burnt it one time. Dipper holds the syrup, tipped finger in the air. Intelligent. Wait, actually I didn't do that right. Well, Mabel wanted you guys to enjoy her maple cakes too, and since there wasn't much food, I figured I'd take them out. Dan snatched the pancake from Mabel's mouth and took a bite out of it, crackling when she stands on her seat trying to grab a bag, climbing over Dipper to reach it, aside from the curve. Perfect. You catch Ford's eyes. He was staring at you. As soon as he realized, he quickly set his gaze somewhere else, looking over your head and out of the window. You'd say he probably just shifted his attention, but his finger hooked under the high neck of his sweater and tugged a little. Well, Alice, I really appreciate you looking after Dipper and Mabel for me. It was very kind of you to bring them here. Oh, it was really no big deal. I'm happy to help. Smiled at him, pretending you didn't feel how warm your face is. Maybe it's just time. Greasy's. Ford looks closer at the shade of his sweater. Dipper mumbles an ow, and you catch Mabel elbowing his side, wiggling her eyebrows at him. You're not sure why. Well, kid, if you're paying, scoot over, Dipper. I want breakfast too. Stanley, it's at least 12:30 now. For Uncle Ford, that means it's time for brunch, duh. See, this kid gets me. Now let me in so that I can get some grub. Dipper moves over to the side of the booth as Stan sits next to him and Ford to Mabel, and Ford sits at Dipper's side. Lisa Susan came back to take orders from the other round of food and drinks from everyone, including Mabel, who decided she wants more pancakes. You start to regret your offer to pay, but Stan and Mabel trying their hand as syrup dripping cotton rays with Dipper cheering them on. Ford watched with a grin on his face. You know you didn't really mind that much. After the exposition with Mothman, accompanied Ford on another few missions, so to speak. Examples: examining various birds in the forest, including questionable mooch-faced duck, who snatched your sandwich and quickly ran off. Ford in a hot pursuit. Well, he didn't find what evidence he needed, something to do with their digressive system. You both decide that the smooch-faced duck flocks were questionable. Not as questionable as the questionable quail, which he showed you from a scattered journal page, but still questionable. You asked why he decided to talk to Mose was too stupid to study, but received a loud groan and too sticky as an answer. Valid point. And all your adventures with Ford had been more enjoyable than you'd expected. You can't help but hope that you'll get to experience another one with him soon. Walked into the living room, lost in thoughts about questionable quails and Ford's journal pages, narrowly avoiding flipping on a sheet of graph paper. Ah, don't look! Oh, it's you. Dipper peers over the book and proclaims D.D. and Morty, officially licensed page journal. He sits on a yellow armchair with crisscross legs, barricaded with books and papers. He's got a lap of multicolored dice and a half dozen chewed pencils skewers across the floor, and one in his mouth. You look down and notice the floor is almost entirely covered in graph paper. Hi, do you need something? I know it's kind of a mess, I should probably clean that up. Look. Here, I can do it. You look busy. You're about halfway through cleaning the floor when you accidentally start looking at what's on various sheets that you're holding. Fantasy maps and floor plans, and countless scribbles, notes, calculations in the... What are these for? Planning something? Alright, it's no big deal. It's just this great pen and paper rolling game called Dungeons, Dungeons, and More Dungeons. DD and MD for short. It's all about fantasy worlds and data and swords, and well, it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's super fun. I'm playing with Grunkle 4 today, so I'm just putting down the final touches on my dungeon. He's going to be so stumped. Stumped, you say? Or came into the room at that precise moment, drying his hands on his trench coat. Perfect timing, Dipper. I'm just managing to get the paint off of my hands. Paint? What? Oh, one of the gnomes came by and decided his reference on the side of the house. Something about his rapid personality. Yeesh. Yes, I don't think Jane Omery is going anywhere in music biz. In any event, I see you've been hard at work. Are you ready for our game? Oh yeah, Alice Miller. I can take those now. Thanks for your help. Ford looks at it like he just noticed he's standing there for the first time since he entered the room. Alice Miller, glad to see that you weren't too shaken up about our adventure yesterday. You grin and hand Dipper his tall stack of paper, catching a glimpse of the stats for Knock Knock Skull. Well, I made it back in one piece, right? That's the spirit. Through 90% of a piece would have been good too, though. You know, you never realize how little a different 10% will make until you lose it. So how was the Mothman? Shaken up. All in the name of research, though. I've seen it lose a few moths and come back the next week good as new. Well, Alice Miller, the game calls. I must answer Stanley's about if you are looking for him, though. Well, if you wanted to join our game, I certainly wouldn't object. I can promise a fun afternoon. Another player? Yeah, totally. I can give you a pre-made character sheet to start. I'm gonna dive shoot. Where did I put my other set? Don't worry, I've got an extra set. Me, but I don't even know how to play. Aw, man, there's so many rules. Where to start? I mean, it's really easy to pick up. It's even like kind of popular now. Well, think about it, Alice Miller. Dipper, my boy, why don't you and I get things set up in the meantime? Ford and Dipper launch into fantasy lore talk as they prop up a crooked board against the yellow armchair, putting up various maps and floor plans with immediate landmarks. Join their game. Okay, well, since I'm gonna join their game, I'm gonna stop it here. So far, I'm really enjoying this. I've been at this for 2 hours. But yeah, I really enjoy this, and I think I'm going to enjoy it for a while now. Okay, well, this was Alice Miller. And, I really enjoy this. I'm going to continue playing it either later today, or I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. But yeah, see you all in the next episode, or next live stream, I guess. It can't really be considered episodes. I mean, it could, but I'm not going to consider it, so I'm rambling, okay. We'll see you guys in the next live stream.